Campaign finance report today. These are the papers. I have my obsession. David has his. He's got the city of Dayton. I got the city of Kettering. What I think we're going to kind of talk about today is, yes, while you voted and elected them, we'll talk about who owns them. Now, naturally, most people will say we're not owned. All politicians will say they're not owned. So, if we look at some of these campaign finance report, Mr. Webb, Stephen Ashley Webb, the new city of Kettering, whatever,
councilman person?
Yeah, council person. 9 council persons around the city of Kettering plus a mayor. And then we need a mayor in Oakwood and a mayor in...
It's 7, Greg.
Oh, 7. Oh, wow. There's a lot of overhead.
That's 2 more than Dayton.
Okay. If you go through here...
And he's got Amy Schrimpf.
Amy Schrimpf, yes. She worked for the Chamber of Commerce, so it's all developers and Chamber of Commerce people. So if you look at this, a lot of people give...
Those are small numbers.
Well, yes, but the city of Kettering, they're only spending $10,000. You've got $58,000. Who do you have over there?
I've got Rhine McLin's latest report, and she managed to hold back. She didn't spend her whole wad. She kept $22,000 back. I don't know what she's going to do other than fund other candidates on their campaigns.
Well, can't she buy more computers? Didn't she buy a nice computer?
She bought herself a computer
for her campaign.
For her campaign, right at the last minute. And some of the interesting donations I thought here. Well, of course, there's Rick Carney, former congressional aide to Tony Hall and former congressional candidate. He gave her $250. The more interesting one is she got some money from the National City Political Action Committee, National City Bank, but there is no more National City Bank because they got bought by PNC. They probably just haven't changed their name. She got money from Squire Sanders Dempsey LLP PAC, $250. That's from D.C. She got money from the mayor of Schenectady. She got $500 from him. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but apparently
that $4,000?
Hold on. She got $2,500 from the CNCZ Name Unknown PAC, which a source tells me was Lieberman, Hoffman, Swain, and Flanagan, or something. But Dennis Lieberman's law firm downtown. But $2,500. I guess that's what it costs to stay on the Board of Elections as the director, which pays about $20,000 a year.
Well, obviously they're not going to be on the Board of...
Yeah, that doesn't change. The Board of Elections will still have 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans. And
well, does Mr. Leitzell now?
Mr. Leitzell has no impact at all. That's done by the
Montgomery. Why they
it's done by who's in charge of Montgomery County. So if we have 2 Democrats, the Democrats name the head. It's 2 Republicans. The Republicans name the head. Anyways, Ron Budzik, who has a long history of being involved in things, gave her $250. CareSource Management Services Company, this is a corporation, gave her $500. As far as I know, corporations are not allowed to donate money to candidates. Mary Mathilde, $5,000. And a couple other $500 donations here. $1,000 from the Boyce Law Office in Gahanna, that's around Columbus. Not quite sure what Columbus lawyers are buying a mayor.
I see Mr. Foley gave some money.
Yeah, Mr. Foley's campaign gave some money, not Mr. Foley himself. There is a difference. A couple more unions gave some money.
Usually that stuff recycles back when we see Foley later.
Right, but the really
back.
Interesting part is how much money she gave the Ohio Democratic Party for mailings and postage.
Oh, you mean the smear?
The campaign for to get Gary's name into every household. She spent quite a bit of money on that. And on Nan's report, it's even more interesting because she lists all the stuff from the party as donations from the state party, and then writes them back a check for printing and mailing. So it's like this circular flow, and I'm not quite sure why she just didn't report that she paid the Democratic Party X, but who knows. Nan slowed down quite a bit on her donations, not near as much as what she was getting before. But she did get $500 from Luke Liakos, owner of Mask, The View, and Diamonds Cabaret. So, I guess Luke's just a good Democrat. She gets some money from a union. And Victor Harris, who now lives in D.C. on K Street, where all the lobbyists are. Victor Harris, who ran against Roland Wimburn in the Ohio 40th, which was a big no-no. He stepped outside the bounds. Much better candidate than Roland, except that it turns out that he's a carpetbagger, but he gave Nan $150. I guess he really didn't like me, no matter how much I liked him, where he's trying to ingratiate himself with the powers that be. Judy Dodge gave Nan a whopping $30. Foley gave her $200. But, it's just the circular flow of money. Well, no corporations at all in mine. And I spent about $4,500 or 50 cents a vote.
Well, if you take a look at these and we look at all these things, you can see, I don't know if anybody will look at what the influence it will be, but you can pretty much rest assured that these people will probably vote with their corporate interest and not in the voters' interest. Mr. Ashley Webb and Ms. Schrimpf, we'll see how it goes forward.
How much money did they spend total, Greg?
Well, let's see. This is the end, so you'd have to add both of these up. Looks like about $18,000 for Ms. Schrimpf.
Wow, that's a lot of money for Kettering.
And
that's more than Joey spent.
$10,000. Roughly $10,000
for Mr. Webb.
For Mr. Webb.
My oh my.
But Mr. Webb has some interesting things on his that he has donations from Hayden Investments, and I asked what Hayden Investments were for the OEC or to the Montgomery County people. And I'm sure we're going to get referred to the OEC for not filling out a piece of paper. Absolutely. But I'm not so sure anybody's going to question who Hayden Investments are, because nobody wants to ask the questions about who owns Mr. Webb, which basically...
Well, then I had to do the digging to find out. I looked on the Secretary of State's office, and I looked on the federal, and I couldn't find out who the PAC was that gave $2,500 to Rhine. That's kind of not transparent. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention our school superintendent gave Ryan $250.
Like I said, you can find out anything you want about somebody's divorce, but you can't find anything about what really drives this country.
Unless you go to Esrati.com, where I publish this stuff.
All right. Boring.
Thank you.
Bye.